This news update is brought to you by
This is the Noon Barbados Today update for Tuesday, July 8th, 2014. A warm welcome to you. I'm Kmar Jordan. Good afternoon. Our focus at this hour is on the situation at the state-run Queen Elizabeth Hospital following dire warnings from the nation's doctors that the facility cannot deliver basic medical care. Last evening, the Barbados Association of Medical Practitioners, BAMP, warned of critical shortages in basic and essential supplies. In fact, BAMP termed the situation as critical, warning that nothing short of a financial injection is necessary.
It cannot be business as usual. We believe that the short-term financial injections or supplements have failed to rectify the serious situation that exists at the QEH and urge the government to immediately restore adequate levels of funding in order to prevent harm to our patients.
That was Dr. Vikash Chaturani, the first vice president of BAMP. When Barbados Today contacted the hospital's officials this morning, we were told that they were locked in meetings. Our Emmanuel Joseph is live at the Martindale's Road facility with the very latest.
Mr. John Boyce is expected to address the media today on the shortage of medical supplies at the QEH. Barbados Today has been reliably informed that Minister Boyce will first speak with the stakeholders at around 2 p.m. and then call in the media. Earlier this morning, the acting director of the QEH, Louise Bob, met with the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health on the situation at the hospital, which the president of the Barbados Association of Medical Practitioners, Carlos Chase, described as a crisis. Following an emergency meeting yesterday, the doctors warned that they will only be performing emergency procedures and surgeries due to a serious shortage of basic and essential supplies. People attending the QEH this morning were also expressing concern about the situation. A 66-year-old outpatient told Barbados Today he was sorry to hear about what was happening, and he suggested that this should not be taking place. His 63-year-old brother also expressed concern, saying that if the government did its job and everybody at the hospital did theirs, there would not be a shortage. A middle-aged woman who was visiting the hospital saw the issue as a terrible one and said she hoped she did not have to end up at the QEH. Emmanuel Joseph reporting from the QEH for Barbados Today.
Thanks, Emmanuel. Well, building contractor Barrack will have to wait at least another week for a paycheck from the government. Barrack and his lawyer returned to court yesterday with the expectation of settling the matter. But Madam Justice Margaret Reefer adjourned the case until next Monday. Back in 2006, the government was ordered to pay the contractor $34 million for his part in completing the Warren's office complex. But he tells Barbados Today he's yet to receive any monies from the government, despite a promise from the Finance Minister Chris Sinclair 2 years ago that the legal battle between the two sides would end very soon. Barrack is again threatening to seize the building as payment for his work. Prominent businessman Edward Eddy Abed, that should be, weighs in on the controversial solid waste tax. Abed describes the new levy as a further imposition that comes at a bad time for businesses. He further argued that the July 28 deadline was an unfair timeline. Abed suggests that the government should have given 6 months at least for the full payments to be made. In sport, Barbados cops a 4th place finish in the Caribbean Islands Swimming Championship. On the final day of the competition yesterday, the swimmers added 8 more medals and 1 national age group record to accumulate 708 points. The age group record came courtesy of the 15 to 17 female 400-meter freestyle relay team in a time of 4 minutes, 0.04 seconds. First place went to Puerto Rico with 1,009 points. Second place went to Aruba with 867 points. And Trinidad came in third with 820 points.
There's regional and international news after this short break. Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
It's your sun power.
To the region now, CARICOM gets the thumbs up from 2 international drug policy groups for its decision to establish a regional marijuana commission. The American Drug Policy Alliance says it's a great move that regional governments are finally pushing forward with this dialogue. The group added that the 15-member regional bloc has its full support on the controversial issue. The Institute of Black World 21st Century has also given the nod to the move, saying it's a logical step in researching the economic potential of a regulated medical marijuana industry in the Caribbean. Internationally, Typhoon Neogori slammed into the Japanese island of Okinawa, leaving thousands in the dark. Several people have been reportedly injured and thousands more are being advised to evacuate as the storm pounded the island with heavy rains and strong winds. The typhoon has decreased from a strength of Category 5 to a strength of Category 3. Authorities expect its intensity to decrease as it heads for the mainland. And on that note, we end our noon update, but be sure to join us again at 6 o'clock this evening for another update. Until then, you can log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper or like us on Facebook to get more news and sports. I'm Kmar Jordan. Have a great afternoon, and whatever you do, please be safe.
This news update is brought to you by